walking into our facility, again, like you mentioned, it's a standalone. As soon as you walk in, our name's plastered right across the wall. I think it's a great concept and opportunity for our student athletes, for recruits to see that, wrestling is here to stay now. As you can look on our conference board, you can see we had conference champs in the 70s all the way up to 1981. And, during that time, our program got dropped. And so, in 2015, when our school was looking to join a conference, we joined the Iowa Conference, now American Rivers Conference, and their top sport is wrestling. And so for us to get into that conference, we had to start wrestling. So I think it's been a great opportunity for not only for our school, but for the wrestling program to compete in a great conference and also with the support of our school.
What was that first year like, just having to recruit and get things going? What did that feel like, and how did you get your feet off the ground?
Well, I think it was, the challenge and the success that I think I had was I moved here coming from a Division III school in Virginia, Ferrum College, that they started the wrestling program there. So I was a part of that experience already. So I knew things that needed to happen and what the steps were, but I still think you have to make people believe that this could be a place where wrestling could be good. Obviously, we're in a state where there's Division I, Division II, NAIA schools. We're the only Division III schools, so you have to do a lot of hustling. You have to do a lot of camps, clinics. But as you can see, in our third year, we've had our first All-American. So I think, we're on the rise. Our success is going up, and kind of our hashtag, our model is building tradition. And so that's what we work towards every day.
What was that like when you had an All-American? How did the campus embrace it?
It was huge, right? Because before, it was just my vision and me telling what could happen. Now they could physically see that a kid could come here and could compete at a high level. And I think as you look more into Wesleyan, it's not only our sport that is doing well, but all our athletic department is doing great. And so kids can compete at a high level here at Wesleyan, and we're just starting to do it now in wrestling.
Let's take a swing around here, 2 full mats here, and you said that's perfect for what you need. Tell us why.
It is. It's perfect for us. It gives us enough space. We'll probably have 30 to 35 guys and coaches in here working out at one time. I'm a big believer in, I like to keep it tight, not so tight that safety is an issue, but I don't want to have to yell 3 mats down or 4 mats down and get guys' attention. I think that we have this facility to do what we need, and obviously results are paying off because of that.
What's it like being in the American Rivers Conference? Tough conference to get into. Has that been good for your team?
It's been great, right? I tell any recruit, wrestling's a hard sport, so if you want to wrestle the best, this is the place to come do it, right? Because week in and week out, we go against All-Americans, we go against the teams that win the national titles, and so I think you have that base of living in Lincoln, but we still go and compete in Iowa to face those hard competitions, but we don't have to always live in Iowa to get that Iowa wrestling.
And then back behind you, you have your offices back here. As we mentioned, it is standalone, so you have everything right here that you need. Sports medicine, so training room right back here.
Yeah, it's kind of a one-stop shop. I tell my guys I'm here early in the morning and I'm the last one to leave. And so I think our guys have really embraced that. Obviously we have our training room here, but during the day this kind of turns into like a study lounge as well. Guys will come in here and do their homework. But another benefit of having this athletic training facility is that our student athletes don't have to kind of fight the other athletes in our main athletic facility for treatment. Our trainers here an hour and a half before practice, after practice, and also this site works as athletic training is moving to the master's program, so this just gives our school another opportunity for athletic training major students to really advance their skills in athletic training.
And back through here is your locker rooms. Let's take a swing through there.
Back here, our guys walk right through the door, they go to the left and right into their locker room. A ton of lockers for guys to get their own locker. Standard bathroom and showers are back there, but we really try to make this their home. As they can see, our Prairie Wolf logos up top, NW Wrestling, so however you walk through this building, you'll know that this is just a wrestling house. Our guys really appreciate it and love it.
And then the only way to access the room is right through here?
Yep, key card access, so our wrestlers get access to it. I set a time for when they can come in the morning and it locks at night, and so it's really just a great environment for guys that want to compete at a high level to really come in here and train.
Let's take a step on the mat here just so we can get a full view. And then I like this wall here. You have workout equipment, which I'm assuming guys hop on and use during practice.
We do. I mean, it kind of sucks for, where you go to some places and if an injured guy can't wrestle, they have to go off-site or go to another room to get their rehab in, where our athletic trainers can go right behind the wall and put them through a bike workout or a treadmill. We have dumbbell weights down there. So, you know, everyone's a part of practice in this facility, which I like, and the wall protects them from, you know, guys wrestling not hitting the bikes.
We're going to stop our tour here and we're going to join you at your competition facility. We'll see you over there.
Definitely, let's go.
We continue our tour of the Nebraska Wesleyan facilities with Brandon Bradley. We are in Snyder Arena, and this is where you have competition. Take us through, of course, what happens here, which is wrestling matches, but a lot of banners on the walls for other sports, and that has to feed into what you guys want to accomplish.
Definitely. I think obviously as you pan up, you can see from probably 1972 to 2019 that our hardcore sports really produce conference and national championships. And I think this place creates a great environment for our student athletes to where, you know, they want to compete in here. We get a great fan base. We probably average around 300 fans a duel, and so for a new program, I think that's a great start. You know, our goal is to keep growing. How do we get to 1,000? How do we get to 1,500? And I think we have the space to do it, but I just think, you know, our guys get fired up to wrestle in here. Let's
walk out to the center here, give a view of what you have here for a facility.
Definitely.
Of course, you're in Lincoln, Nebraska, and people think of the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Are you guys connected at all with the University of Nebraska in that program?
I think so. I think you get a lot of the same resources that they have. You know, the local media is right down the road. So on our home basketball games and things, you know, the channel 6 or 9 stations come and they show the highlights of our games. And then we have a lot of fans that just kind of sit right behind you and look through the glass.
Any chance you guys can get Jordan Burroughs or James Green over here for a practice?
That's the plan. You know, probably 2 or 3 years ago, right before we left for regionals, before we loaded up the bus, actually Jordan Burroughs came and, you know, talked to our team before we hit the road just to wish them good luck. So, you know, there's a lot of opportunities when you're in a Big Ten town, the capital of the state. You know, so I'm excited to keep growing this and use all the resources.
What has Jordan Burroughs done for wrestling in this community?
It's huge. I think he just has fired people up or let new wrestlers know that, man, you could do it here, especially in Nebraska with, you know, those kids can kind of reach out and touch them. You see them at Whole Foods, you see them, you know, at Panera Bread. And so I think when you have an Olympic champion walking around, I think it's just great, and he's a wrestler.
We just got a chance to meet your athletic director. He was a basketball player, but he's fired up for wrestling. How do you keep athletic administration engaged in wrestling, even if they don't know anything about the sport?
I think you got to get them involved. You have to teach them. It's not their fault maybe if they don't know about wrestling, and so it's my job to, you know, educate recruits, educate parents, but also educate our administration. And so our administration has been great. They've done everything we've asked, and they've said no at times as well. And so I think you have to have that working relationship to let them know this is a product that they represent, and how can we represent them through wrestling.
You had your first All-American. What's it going to take to get your first national champion?
I think the course that we're on, just keep grinding, keep getting kids in that believe that they can do the right things in the classroom, but also in the training room, in the wrestling room. And so I think the time will come, but we just got to keep building that tradition and keep building our network.
Nebraska Wesleyan's a program on the rise. Thanks for this tour.
Thank you very much.